We are just 1 week into Donald Trump's second term, and there are some people very excited about it. You can probably tell from the B-roll that they're not the best people, but yeah, no, neo-Nazis are apparently very psyched, very hyped about the opportunity now presented to them to get their message across, to do recruitment, to not be as restrained on social media as they might have been. And so we're going to start off with a little bit of video of the Patriot Front rallying in D.C. This is during the annual March for Life, where both Donald Trump and J.D. Vance were there. So here's a little bit of footage of that. Oh, so they can wear masks. But anyway, look, not a big fan of them, obviously, but I do want to give credit to Donald Trump and J.D. Vance because they actually stopped their prepared remarks to make clear that those sorts of organizations are unacceptable, that there will be no tolerance for that sort of hatred and violence. So let's go to that footage now. I'm joking. No, of course, that's not a thing that happened. They'll probably be in the administration soon. But anyway, they are excited. And so one neo-Nazi account on Telegram posted, "Be ready to cash out the next 4 years. Get the bag. Infiltrate existing institutions with power. Build new institutions while we have breathing room. And tear down anything leftist." Goes on to say the left is exhausted, which, not untrue. But anyway, extremely unpopular and has been divested from by their tech bro backers. When were the tech bros ever boosting the left? Anyway, now is the time to openly advocate for ourselves. Now is the time to go from defense and survival towards organizing and swift action. And you even have big organizations like the Aryan Freedom Network. This is a neo-Nazi political organization that has chapters all over the country saying that we're going to go track down companies harboring these illegal migrants. And so they not only want to organize for their own sake, but they want to get involved in some of the marquee policies of the Trump administration. And you can sort of see, Tory, why they might be excited. Not only has Donald Trump said that these organizations like the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys, maybe there's a role for them in politics these days, now that he's released some of them from prison. But Elon Musk has been doing vigorous, 1940s era calisthenics on stage. And so if I were them, I'd probably be excited too. But what do you make of all this?
Well, I do want to say, first off, I'm a very proud Jewish woman. I dye my hair blonde, so you can't really understand and see that. But yeah, I am a very proud Jewish woman. And I went on Instagram on Daytime Talk After Dark. It's about at 1 million views right now. And I called out what I saw, which was the Nazi salute, and I saw it twice, and I saw it with conviction. And then I saw Elon Musk go to the AfD, which is a hard right wing party in Germany, and speak about not feeling the guilt of the past in Germany. So all of these patterns are leading to what I call the playbook. International Holocaust Remembrance Day was on the 27th yesterday, which was making this all the more sort of uncomfortable and the wound a little bit deeper. But I want to be clear about something. We as Jews always say we will remember. And many people say, why do you want, of course, you don't want it to happen again, of course. Why we remember, John, is because normal people started to comply with really horrific things. And the normalcy of that is what we remember. So I want people to understand it doesn't start with gas chambers. I mean, we say Nazis and we picture that immediately. It starts with two things I like to talk about. One would be distrust, which is distrust anybody but me. So you distrust the scientists, you distrust the doctors, you distrust the press. This is all Machiavellian, very sort of Mussolini, Hitler-esque of that realm. That's the playbook. Then you move on to dehumanization of the people. So it's calling them aliens again, mass deportations, ratting you out to ICE. All of these have this sort of fertile ground that is what started in Germany during that time. So the neo-Nazis, as you so well put it, are feeling that the ground is softening, right? The imagery of a Heil Hitler being applauded by a billionaire oligarch and not condemned immediately by anybody is softening the ground for imagery like that, for the institution of separating people from animalistic words or vocabulary. All of this is just such a certain playbook that, as I would say, Jews were particularly attuned to that because we've seen it before and
Yeah.
because it's so obvious about what the outcome is. So I will say this clearly. When Nazis feel like there's breathing room, that's dangerous for everybody. For everybody. So when you have a teacher calling in to ICE saying, I got kids here that don't speak English, and you're ratting people out to a police force, there's no way to go or where to go except to have memories of 1939. I will also remind people Hitler, when he became chancellor on the first day, pardoned 8,000 violent Nazi war criminals. So all of this is really a melting pot that leaves the door ajar for those far right-wing neo-Nazis to step up a little bit. Maybe they don't show their face, but they're going to be on DC soil. And so it's all the hint of it coming back and normalizing it all. That's what scares me, my family, the people I go to synagogue with, and allies, for instance. That's what scares me. The softening of the ground is the same playbook as before.
Yeah. I mean, you look, you mentioned the teacher. Like a lot of people have said, like there were other times in history where people were ratting out their neighbors to the strong man. Like, yeah, it doesn't typically end well, doesn't typically make you the good guy in that story. And you point out that they're still wearing the masks. I obviously mock that. But yeah, I guess when they take the masks off, that will be a scary moment, not only because of what most of these guys probably look like, but also it'll signal a further softening. And on that softening, I said this last week as part of my like therapy that I do in real time. Everybody's declaring, in the first term, we said it wasn't normal. Well, now it is. Now it's been normalized because people voted for that. No, it's more common. That doesn't make it normal. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it acceptable as long as we say that it isn't. And none of this should be normalized. None of this will be normalized as long as we refuse to accept that.
Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.